It's Pete from Cheap Homesteading, and I'm on my porch, and we got to carry in a little bit of firewood. We're getting super low on the porch, so I want to bring some in. Okay, so I'm going to show you my porch. This is empty. All I have left is this. So I'm going to at least try to fill this halfway up tonight. I need to get a good amount in so Krista doesn't have to carry some from the woodshed way over there. No matter how well you plan, you can't plan for everything. And last Saturday I planned on cutting a lot of firewood, and I ended up cutting none. What happened was I was on call, so I got called out in the morning. So by the time I got back, and there's a few other things happened, so I just ended up not cutting any firewood. So I was going to mix up some of my chainsaw sharpening and repair with some actually cutting firewood out in the woods in the snow. But I didn't get any of that done. So you're gonna have a little stretch of a couple videos of chainsaw sharpening, and then hopefully this weekend I can get out there and cut some wood. I built this a few years ago, and it's a little frame that holds the wood. It's a little higher than 4 feet, and it's a little longer than 8. So it's like not quite 2 cord, but close. If you ever build one, do yourself a favor and cut a nice piece of plywood, because that's what happens to your siding if you don't. So I would recommend cutting a piece of plywood so you don't smash your siding like that. Finding time to homestead is a problem, because this world is set up that you have to go to work, you barely have any time extra. So the time that you do have, you have to capitalize on it and put it into stuff that's really going to give you a return. Like I find firewood, cutting firewood, I can save $2,000 a year, $1,500 to $2,000 a year by just cutting my own firewood. So I find that is beneficial. Other things like bigger jobs that can be broken down into smaller packages, like my bee equipment. I want to put my time into it to build up my beehives and my apiary without putting a ton of money in it. I have a half hour in the morning, so I set up my garage that I start cutting one piece out, and I just keep going, and I stop when I'm done, and then I start again the next morning and cut. And by the end of the week you actually have done something. Stuff that can be broken up into little pieces, try to do that, like each morning or whatever. Some things you have to do like on a Saturday. So like cutting firewood out in the bush, you need light to do that. So you try to hold that off to the Saturday mornings or whatever. Try to get a bit of that work done. But it is tough working full time and trying to build up your homestead. This world is set up that you have to work more to pay for more, and it's hard to get out of that cycle for sure. I really love my job, I like where I work, but it would be nice to be able to retire at a normal age, and have something set up for a business here. And that's what I'm working towards. Setting up a business that I can do most of the work, but we kind of do it over time. So don't get discouraged by trying to make these huge jobs. Try to break them up into smaller pieces. You'll find you'll get more done for sure. I got the wood pile filled up, and that's about enough for tonight. So you guys have a good one.